back here with a sturdy spirit of justice. Where? I want to get back to this trial super quick. We had 2 cross exams already. Storyteller time. Piece of conclusive evidence is coming. Let's do it.
Conclusive evidence, huh?
That is correct. We found a critical piece of evidence at the scene of the crime. The victim's dying message, which clearly implicates the accused, Bucky Wet.
You found what? Who? Oh, this will be the cards, right? Surely.
Look at these Japanese playing cards, known as karuta, lined up on the table. These special English version karuta cards spell out a message. That message, wet number 4.
Wet number 4? You mean wet noodle number 4?
Yes, wet noodle number 4, as the 4th head of chef of Wet Soba, is also known.
So I'm guessing this will be another Amy Mia situation, or sorry, Amy I Am situation, where these have the capacity to spell something else, or perhaps a another D1005L or whatever it was that spells woods, where we should be able to find something else that these spell. Or maybe there's another numbered card somewhere. But of course, these have been obviously like fabricated to be in this position, because otherwise these 2 in the middle of the blood would have been soaked through with blood. I wonder if you actually drew it out with all the blood stains, if you could piece it together to see what shape they were actually supposed to be in beforehand. And are these more cards in here? Is that what that's about?
Yes, wet noodle number 4, as the 4th head of chef of Wet Soba, is also known. This message points to none other than the accused, Bucky Wet.
No!
That makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Whoa, great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh no, this is really, really bad. What do I do?
Wait for more testimony, probably. The victim's dying message is clearly visible in them. That's what you think. Hang on, let me take a moment and think about this. So WHE, are we sure this isn't like a Z or something? No, I guess all of them do show up in the upper left corner, don't they? Oh, are we sure this is an E and not a 3? No, of course it's an E, because that's the orientation E's go. Sorry. I'm trying to think what other words and stuff you can make from this letter. You can have, if you have T-H-E and N, you can make then. The O could also be a 0, I suppose. Then 40, W. Not sure. But this photograph is even clearer on the whole, the imprints of the table being clearly at odds with the flower. And there's another outlet back there, which is interesting. Do they have those outlets in Japan? I thought the ones they had in Japan were a bit more like in Europe, where they've got like the sort of diagonalness. Maybe they just changed the visual of this for the American version. Anyway,
would you still carry on your futile fight in the face of this irrefutable evidence?
You can say whatever you want, but we won't know until we—
Shut up!
It is cruel to give the accused false hope. You will only compound his suffering. Wise people of the courtroom, do you not agree?
He's right. It's cool to make him suffer when there's conclusive evidence.
What an incompetent noob. I feel bad for the victim and the defendant. Incompetent noob is just words that just shouldn't be uttered in a courtroom ever.
What? But I'm only trying to prove Mr. Wet's innocence here.
I know you can hear them, defense. Their voices implore you to save the accused's soul.
Once again, his honor over in this country just not doing a stellar job of keeping the gallery quiet.
It is time for you to let it go and move on, you inexperienced lawyer. You lack the competence with which to accomplish anything meaningful here.
Is he right? Is this too much for me to handle on my own?
What good is she doing anybody? She should just quit right now.
Now, defense, leave everything to this humble servant of the Holy Mother.
Silence! He's trying to use your keen sense of hearing against you to manipulate the trial, Athena. What a cheap trick for a supposedly holy man. That's a new feather, right? The old feather used to be different.
Simon!
Oh, that's so cool to get to see him decide. He's gonna be our counsel then. Sweet, I thought he was gonna counsel for the prosecution for a while there. Adieu, fop doodles in the gallery. Can't a man watch a trial in peace? This inexperienced amateur is about to turn the trial around. Does that prosecutor really think she can turn things around? And why is he allowed at the defense bench? The mood in this courtroom is starting to change. Prosecutor Brackwell, what are you doing at the defense bench? I grew bored of watching from the gallery. Besides, if I were to leave this trial to this spring chick and lose my favorite soba shop in the process, I will be quite cross.
You voluntarily stand on the side of impurity and sin. Truly, what a fool you are.
I mean, I think Athena was doing fine. I kind of wish they just let her. He just left her alone. But whatever, fine. I'll take your help, Blackwell. To think you were so easily manipulated by his parlor tricks. Whatever happened to qualified and capable, Athena?
I just let my guard down a little bit, but it won't happen again.
Then gird up your loins and steel yourself for battle.
I'm not girding up anything in this skirt, but I am ready to get serious.
Shatura!
It seems there is now yet another soul I must cast down into hell.
I was in prison for a long time, and hell sounds no worse than cell, to be honest.
But the fires of hell will not be the end of your suffering. For the sin you have just committed, you shall surely be reborn as a panda in your next life.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad.
A white and black reverse panda, that is.
What?
And you shall be put in a zoo to be exposed to public ridicule.
A threat like that won't work on Prosecutor Blackwell. After all, he's already used to looking like a panda in this life.
Who are you calling a panda?
Sorry.
I see that you are both prepared to face the fires of damnation. Geru, thank you for your service. You may step down now.
Okie dokie. Bye-bye, balloon.
Thank God I don't have to do your voice for a bit.
Does everything have to be about balloons with her?
Now then.
Gonna bring Uendo in?
I have a witness prepared to testify about the Karuta cards.
And who is the witness this time?
The first to discover the body, and someone who witnessed the crime scene firsthand. Mr. Uendo Tenilo. The time has come for that ponytailed pair over there to finally let it all go and move on.
I didn't notice that they both have ponytails.
Very well, let's bring in this witness then.
Good! Finally some testimony about what the scene actually looked like that we can just smash to bits with our... Your outfit's kinda dope.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
I'm the Rakugo storyteller, Uendo Tenaido. Even if my performance isn't worth watching, I will certainly watch my words. I wouldn't want to say anything thoughtless and get arrested. After all, that'd be a Raku no-no. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Hold it! You can't leave yet. You've only just introduced yourself. Oh, my. Are you a fan of mine, miss? Would you like my autograph? One moment. To my biggest yellow idiot. There we go. Ow! Hey! What do you think you're doing? No need to stand on ceremony. My fan deserves a fan, after all. A fan for a fan. Nice one.
Yeah, Lila beat you to it. Oh, skip.
I'm a fan of this paper fan. No, that's too
She's practicing her puns.
Oh, if it isn't Simon! How are you on this fine day, sir? Quite a dilly of a pickle we found ourselves in, wouldn't you say?
I don't think I would ever say that. I don't believe I've ever seen you talk quite so much, Uendo.
Never performed in a place like this, you know. I got butterflies here, can't you see? Why do I always get the weird ones?
Pardon me, witness. As much as I enjoy your banter, I believe we had better return to the case at hand.
Oh, thank goodness. His Honor agrees.
I suppose you're right. In that case, I was promoted to Futatsume, maybe, yesterday, and I received the stage name of Uendo. The show was our way of celebrating my new name and middle rank standing. And then that happened. I never dreamed something like that had happened. Not in a million years. And just as I got my chance to start repaying my debt to Shisho, too. Yeah. Plus, I'm worried about Geru. The way she clung to Shisho, poor thing. I told her to keep a stiff upper lip. Stuff like rigor mortis. Stiff like rigor mortis. Keep telling those lame jokes and Shisho will come scold you from the grave.
What, did you just say that to yourself?
I wouldn't mind getting yelled at, you know, if it meant seeing him again. Uendo, please. As charming as your various characters are, this isn't a Rakugo stage.
Let us hear your testimony now, witness. Tell the court about the evidence left at the scene, the proof of the accused's guilt.
You can testify about cards, I see. Is he sitting down on like a perch or something?
Witness testimony, Shisho's dying message.
I noticed Shisho's dying message right away. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, you see. Hey now, enough with these silly puns already.
Oh, I see. He was talking to himself there. I gotcha. As a different character.
Anyway, I got the meaning right away. I knew it must have been talking about Bucky. That was the master's final message, left as he was drowning in soba broth. It sewed like Shisho not to write Bucky's name outright. Plain and simple wasn't his style.
Alright, so we can put the autopsy report on drowning in broth or whatever he just said. Well, that was certainly a more entertaining testimony than usual. You've got you added to the court record surely now, right? Ace 28, Uendo Tonaido, Rakugo storyteller and junior disciple after Gero. He has less experience than Gero, but yet he's become higher ranked than her. I wonder why. Sorry, I said that with a tone, but I actually wonder why. Well, that was certainly a more entertaining testimony than usual. The variety of characters performed by the witness was absolutely splendid.
But he shouldn't be performing any characters in the first place, Your Honor. And Uendo, the murder weapon hasn't been determined yet. So how can you say that the victim was drowned in soba broth? It's obvious. All you have to do is look at the crime scene. He was found with his face shoved in a bowl. It's only natural to assume he was drowned in the broth for the noodles. Except we're not here to assume things, Uendo, so please stick to just the facts. My, it's so like the soba chef to kill someone this way, wouldn't you say? And with the Kurita message he left behind, it's clear Bucky Wet did it.
Setting aside the issue of the murder weapon for now, that dying message certainly does seem to be irrefutable evidence. Indeed. It proves the absolute guilt of the accused.
Even I've got to admit that I can't see how that message can mean anything else. Bucky used soba for the dead, all to get back the soba shop and the deed. All to get back the... Anyway. He's like sitting on like a bunch of bags. This testimony makes Mr. Wet look super guilty. I have to do something.
That's his conclusive evidence? What a farce.
What do you mean, Simon?
What's this? I thought you said you weren't planning on asking me for help.
I did, and I won't. Thank you very much. Simon must have found an inconsistency in the testimony. I did as well. You better listen carefully and try to see what he found. It's all right, I had a foul. Let's go do this now. I mean, it doesn't seem to disprove the cars thing, but...
Cross-examination. Shisho's dying message.
That was the master's final message left as he was drowning in soba broth, but nothing was found in the lug, so
take objection! There's a contradiction in Uendo's testimony.
Would you care to explain where, Miss X?
Certainly, I thought there was going to be a smiley face, but we're not doing a nude matrix, so there wouldn't be. Certainly, Your Honor. According to the autopsy report, nothing unusual was found in the victim's lungs.
All right, that was like the only thing written in the autopsy report. Yes, it does say that, doesn't it?
If he had drowned in a bowl of soba, then there should have been soba broth in his lungs. But since there wasn't any, it means the victim was suffocated with something other than soba broth.
What?
I'm dizzy.
That is sick! Oh man, I don't know which version I like more, Dual Destinies or this one. I mean, the guitar in this one is so sick though, it's so cool! What?
This is quite the contradiction you noticed, isn't it, Simon?
Not bad at all.
I guess I showed you.
But if drowning in the soba broth wasn't the cause of death, then when was the victim's face thrust into that bowl?
Typhoon Tornado's face was thrust into the bowl after his murder. Because no soba broth was discovered in the victim's lungs, his head must have been placed in the bowl after he was killed.
And that's when the soba broth must have spilled into the Khura'In cards. Oh, that's broth. Oh, I'm dumb. Okay. I guess it doesn't really look... It looks a bit too translucent for blood, doesn't it? My bad. I guess I just thought it was weird that the noodles don't, like, look soaked in broth. They look just completely white. So it's like they spilled out... It's like the broth was spilled and then the noodles were placed there, right? There's something weird about that. Because soba noodles, and most noodles, but I think soba noodles in particular, they do, like... They, like, soak stuff up and change color, right? They wouldn't just, like, stay white if it ensconced in broth.
In other words, the victim could not have lined up the cards as he was drowning.
I see. So it was done after he was already dead, but why would the culprit do such a thing?
I'm afraid I don't know yet. What do you mean?
Why would the culprit line up cards saying, get this person? Objection. Cease that heavy metal racket. You boast of psychological... It's not heavy metal, I know. You boast of psychological expertise, yet you cannot determine such a simple motive. My sides are liable to split at the absurdity.
And I suppose you know why?
Of course. Desecrating the body in that manner indicates a strong sense of enmity on the part of the perpetrator. Yes, sir, that does make sense. It certainly paints a clear picture of the culprit's intense feelings toward the victim. Feelings of resentment over the theft of the soba shop's deed, no doubt.
Just great. Now the judge has an even more unfavorable impression of Bucky.
Silence! Must you come undone at every juncture? If the culprit had time enough to set up Master Tonido's body, do you think they would have honestly failed to notice the dying message?
Good point. The cards were right in front of his body, after all. Rationally speaking, there's no way the culprit could have missed that, huh?
Objection. But was the accused rational at the time, given the way he stormed out of that room? Silence! Never mind that, I have something more important to ask Uendo.
Me?
You saw the Khura'In cards firsthand, did you not? Would you care to tell us about them in a bit more detail? Those tiny crime scene photos show us precious little of what I wish to know.
Well, those cards are from Shisho's special Soba's Teens of Tokyo Past set. Each card is related in some way to Soba.
Spare me the history lesson, just tell me how the cards looked at the scene and no more.
Well, there was a soba broth spill all over them.
That's not much help, I'm afraid. Prosecutor Sanmari, do you have a photo that shows the cards more clearly? I do. Please accept this meager offering, Your Honor. He seemed hesitant to show it, though. Can we not show it to the witness, though, before he recounts what he saw? Oh, okay, interesting. They actually have little, effects on them. Damn, this would have been hard to do. Hard to translate, I mean. W for wavy, H for hound, E for equipment, T for traditional, N for nostalgic, O for ouch, and 4 for 4. So, with this one's just got like a little bloodstain right here, we can imagine it was in one of these little corners here. I would say let's guess this one, because it looks like this one would actually probably leave that. So N over here. I guess O could be over here, because it sort of comes out the side here. H would probably be down here. 4 is right, it's got a little bit of blood, a broth missing right at the corner, so it should be going here. Sorry, I gotta write this down. I've already forgotten what I already said. So the E appears to be in the right place, as far as I'm concerned. I said the N should be at the side here. So it's gonna spell when. No, it isn't, sorry. Alright, so my beautiful artist's impression here gives me this. It looks like it says open 4th. But we're missing, so I don't feel that... Sorry, it's hard to give you like a good angle on that. So the fact that I was able to cobble together a message suggests that was the original message, or that there was a different original message and it didn't just come up with gibberish. So that's a promising sign. But as far as I can tell, the T does not really fit anywhere. Well. Tearing prosecutor's sad monk's conclusive evidence apart should be a breeze with this. Oh, they're gonna make me do it right now anyway? Now I feel dumb for having written it down.
Huh?
Don't tell me you haven't noticed.
Don't be silly. Of course I have. Not noticed anything, but I can't exactly say that now, can I?
Khura'In cards added to the court record. Miss Cykes, do you really see a problem with the prosecution's claim about these cards? Let me just have a look at the photo again. I can see it more clearly now. Yeah, okay, so this clearly goes up and around, kind of like that. So that's why I suspected that the T... Sorry, did I say that I couldn't find a place for the T? That's not what I meant. I meant I couldn't find a place for the H. No, I did find a place for the H. That was when we were here. Wait, which one am I missing? Oh, the W then, I guess. Never mind, the W could kind of go here, maybe? No, it's not the right shape to go here, where the H is. I think the W was added artificially after. There's no way it's meant to be upside down M, because the letters all appear at the top left. And also, then all these letters would be backwards and the picture would be upside down and stuff. I don't think the W obviously goes anywhere in here, so I think it was added after the fact. And it goes O blank E N 4TH.
Miss Cykes, do you really see a problem with the prosecution's claim about these cards?
Well, go on then.
All right, it's do or die. All I have to do is study the picture, and these cards were rearranged. These cards were rearranged.
But how can you tell?
Please take a good look at these cards, Your Honor. The answer is right in front of us.
Where exactly should we be looking, Miss Cykes?
The soba broth stains. Please focus your attention on the soba broth stains on these cards. The outline of these stains don't match up with the larger stain on the table.
Oh, would you look at that? You're absolutely right. And?
Please recall that the soba broth was spilled and got on the cards after the murder, when the victim's face was placed in the bowl.
Yes, go on.
By the stains, we can see that the culprit deliberately rearranged the cards after that. In other words, this message was altered in order to pin the crime on my client.
What? Then if we put the cards back in their original positions...
We can restore the evidence and see who the cards were really pointing toward.
That's true. But
then what are we waiting for? Let's do this! All I have to do is rearrange the cards so that the stains match up.
I did it in my book because I didn't realize that was going to be an option. Let's see, where was this W card originally? Well, the only place I couldn't find one of the other ones is right here, so I guess it is there. So it was O-W-E-N, Owen fourth. So there's someone named Owen? Oh, was that Uendo's original name maybe? Uh-oh. That'd be right here.
Perfect. Okay, the H card is next. Let's see, where was this H card originally?
That would be the last one here. Yeah, boop. Oh, sorry. Boop.
Yes! Now the E card. Let's see, where was this E card originally? I'm just gonna fast forward to this bit. Perfect match! Great, that fits right in there! There, that looks good! Nice! Almost done now. Take that! So the message wet number 4 was originally supposed to say Owen 4th. And this original message is our clue to the identity of the true culprit!
What? That indignant look on Prosecutor Sad Monk's face is positively priceless.
This is absurd. So it was originally Owen 4th?
It wasn't wet number 4? Maybe the lawyer's smarter than we thought. Order! Order in the court! Well, I never would have imagined that there was more to these cards than meets the eye. Go to cards updated in the court record. Great! So now that that's settled, what does this Owen 4th mean?
Oh, wait. Am I,
Who else do you suppose is to provide an answer? An explanation. Of course it's you!
But I haven't got that far ahead yet.
Change the cards around all you'd like, but if you cannot explain what the message means, then it is as worthless as you are, defense. Kind of disagree. I think that this was like one of our primary pieces of evidence for suspecting Bucky.
No!
Probably was the original name of Uendo, right? Or maybe Garo? Did they say Garo changed her name from a successor? And so the spring chick that fancies itself a graceful swan is brought back down to earth.
I have to do something. But what?
Still your thoughts for a second. There's a perfectly good witness to question over there.
Oh, right. That's a good idea. Come on, Athena. Get a hold of yourself.
Uendo, does the phrase Owen 4th mean anything to you? I mean, Uendo and Owen aren't too far off.
No, there's no one named Owen in the Tonito family or our circle of friends. Go ahead, ask anybody you'd like. You can't be serious!
Having rummaged through your empty mind, I see you have, as expected, turned up nothing. Silence! I'm afraid I have no idea who the devil this Owen 4th is either. But the fact remains that the cards were rearranged to pin the blame on Mr. Wet. That in itself proves that the defendant isn't the real culprit.
Prosecutor Blackwell's right. Besides, the important question here is not who does the message point to, but rather, who rearranged the cards?
Why didn't you point that out earlier if you already knew?
Sorry. In any case, there were 2 opportunities for someone to rearrange the cards. The first was when Mr. Wet entered the dressing room, and the second was when Uendo discovered the body. Are you accusing me of rearranging the cards? Me, who came to testify out of the goodness of my heart?
Well, You didn't exactly come running out screaming straight away, did you? Even a mere 2 to 3 minutes is more than enough time to get up to some devilry. So what exactly were you doing in there, Uendo? Testify to that, why don't you? Put down the tea and spit out your answer.
Mr. Prosecutor, what's a guy supposed to do at a time like this?
Testify. Silence is more precious than diamonds, witness. Therefore, you need only stay silent. The defense is devious. They are waiting for you to make a slip of the tongue.
Oh, I see. So that's what they're after, is it? In that case, Your Honor, I've decided not to say another word.
Very good. After all, your right to remain silent is protected by law.
Well, Prosecutor Blackwell, any other brilliant ideas you'd like to share?
Did you hear that, Cykes Dodo? A Rakugo artist who's afraid to speak. Who's ever heard of such a thing? Are you trying to taunt him into talking? I think it was a pretty good attempt. Better than most of his psychological manipulation in the previous game. Such a petty trick will never work.
That's right. I'm not going to fall for it.
I'm only asking to hear your story. Besides, is it not your job to tell your tales if there is an audience to listen?
Even so, I have the right to refuse to answer.
The more you keep quiet, the more we want you to talk. That's simply human nature. Isn't that right, people of the gallery? Why are they having so much input in this trial? I can't tell if they're saying yes or not, but probably. Even with this wonderful audience in front of you, you still refuse to talk. If so, then perhaps you chose the wrong line of work, my friend.
Are you saying I should quit?
Because I'm not afraid to speak my mind, I'll have you know.
No, never mind what I just said. It is scary to talk. It's absolutely terrifying. But no, as a Rakugo artist, I must talk. If I don't, how can I ever show my face on stage again? Your Honor, I'm ready to testify. He did it. He managed to convince Uendo with his power suggestion technique.
Bully for you, Uendo. That's as a real Rakugo artist should be. All right, if the witness wishes to testify, then by all means, please do. To be turned by such an obvious ploy. What a man of weak spirit. I do feel a little bad for Sunmari in this event. He's so in over his head in a lot of ways in this case. Witness testimony in the dressing room.
After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply.
When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless. I gotta say, I always love it when they do one where it's based on like a show, where all the members of the troupe were like ostensibly family, but had some beefs with each other and stuff. It's a cool storytelling technique. Oh, I just noticed he actually took one of the things out of his hair to narrate with.
When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless.
From what I can tell, there do not appear to be any inconsistencies in the testimony.
Of course there aren't any, because I'm not trying to hide anything. Prosecutor said Marty's right, and I don't see anything inconsistent either. But I did pick up on some faint discord in Uendo's heart.
Ponder all you would like, defense, but it is pointless. Your Honor, I believe there is no need for further deliberation. He did seem pretty anxious when he talked about seeing the body, which, I mean, I get it, but he's been pretty content to just, like, put on a smile the rest of the time.
Hold it! I disagree, Your Honor. I detected discord in the voice of the witness's heart. That's a clear indication that Uendo is facing some sort of inner turmoil.
Are you saying what I think you're saying, Miss Cykes?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense would like to conduct a quick therapy session on the witness.
Objection? Uendo, there is no need for you to submit to this so-called therapy.
It's fine by me. I have nothing to hide. Bring it on.
Impetuous fool! Why will you not listen to the guidance of this humble servant of the Holy Mother? If the witness wishes to proceed, I see no problem, prosecutor. In one ear and out the other. It seems this performer has no need for your so-called guidance, prosecutor sad monk. Just know this, Uendo. Your folly will surely earn you divine retribution.
Thanks, Simon! I'm gonna go make the most of this opportunity you created for me.
Just keep your wits about you.
I will. Uendo, could you tell us again about what happened in the dressing room?
Bing.
Beep, boop. Hello. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless.
Weird you wouldn't feel any surprise about that.
I didn't really notice any unexpected emotions in that testimony.
Is this the first time we've done the emotions foo in this game? No. We did it with Betty, that's right. I remember how it worked, but I was weirded out by the idea that they didn't explain it this time.
I didn't really notice any unexpected emotions in that testimony.
But it isn't always a question of the presence of an emotional response, but the absence.
You know, you're right. It's not always the emotions I do see. Sometimes it's a matter of what I don't, but would expect to see. I better carefully compare a Windows statements to its emotions again. It's gonna be the surprise in the last one then. I know you don't actually take damage for it, but I just like to get it right the first time. Got it!
Nope, that's not how the... Oh, right, sorry, I did that wrong. I forgot it's different in this game. I have to hit pinpoint first, my mistake.
Got it! Got it! Uendo, I'm noticing something strange with these emotions. Something stranger with cheesy to beat toe skin? What? Something stranger with cheesy toe skin, you say?
This is a new theme.
No, that's not what I said. No, but something strange with these emotions. How could you have heard something stranger with cheesy toe skin? I don't know. Maybe it's me who's got some cheese in my ears. Did he will the floor to open up and swallow his cushions out of shame for that bad joke? The point I'm trying to make is that I noticed something unexpected in your emotions. Now stop hiding and come out where we can see you.
Bailiff, please bring the witness a few replacement cushions.
They actually are gone?
Too many.
Please. Take a few off. So what was this unexpected thing you noticed? Oh, come on! His Honor said a few cushions, not a few dozen!
Now that we've all had a good laugh, please continue, Miss Cykes.
Who's laughing? Focus, Athena. Don't let yourself get rattled. When you entered the room and saw your master slumped motionless over the table, you weren't the least bit shocked, Uendo. Don't you think that's a little odd? Is it though? Yeah, a bit. Lack of surprise means you were prepared for what you saw. And I think I know why.
I don't.
The reason Uendo wasn't shaken when he saw his master's dead body is because he was zoned out. He has an entertainer's guts. He knew about his master's death. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was going to be something more specific than that. That I could have told you, yeah. Uendo, I think maybe the reason you weren't shaken was because you already knew you would find your master dead. What? What kind of a thing is that to say? You've got it all wrong. Oh, right. I just remembered something. I thought Shisho was just sleeping when I first saw him.
All right.
You thought he was sleeping. It sounds plausible, but what made you think he was asleep? Well, he had his head and arms on the table as if he were taking a nap. Oh, and one other thing. There was that note, too. A note? What note?
Ah, he must be talking about this. Resting, do not disturb. Well, it was clearly written on the ripped off part of the package. I mean, come on now. It appears to have been written by the victim. Allow me to read it. Resting, do not disturb.
Yes, that's the note I saw. After reading that, who wouldn't think Shisho was napping?
Well, that is a pretty reasonable assumption.
You gotta be kidding me.
Taifu's note added to the court record, and thought to have been written by the victim before his death.
That's right. I saw this note, so that's why I thought Shisho was asleep. I want to change my testimony to include that statement. All right, I'll run an update.
After Florence went to visit Shisho, I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. Info update.
When I opened the door, I thought he was sleeping. But something seemed off, so I rushed over to him.
Anger's a bit weird there already.
I was shocked to find him dead. I couldn't believe my eyes.
I guess the anger's a little unusual there. What, like, if something seemed off, that would be more like fear than like, God damn it, who did this? You know what I mean?
Got it! When do I notice something funny in your emotions again? Funny, you say? I guess an entertainer of my caliber can make people laugh even with my emotions. I didn't mean that kind of funny. Quite the opposite, actually.
When you entered the I love how her computer changes color to suit her emotion. When you entered the dressing room, I see that you suddenly felt anger. What I want to know is what made you feel angry all of a sudden?
What? Well, let's see. Oh yeah, now I remember. As I was going in, I whacked my little piggy on something. I was annoyed at my own clumsiness.
Wait, you mean you stubbed your pinky toe?
Just a little bump on my little pinky. No big deal. It's embarrassing, really.
Sounds more like he's hiding something. I better dig a bit deeper.
No need to be embarrassed, Uendo, but I'm afraid it's something we do need to look into.
I don't really see anything you could have stubbed your toe on. In the area around the dressing room door in this picture. I mean, it looks like it goes up a step, sorta. But maybe there was something there at the time.
Uendo, what exactly did you stub your toe on?
Objection. What an irrelevant question. You dishonor the soul of the victim with these unnecessary delays.
You tell her, really, who doesn't stub their toe every once in a while? You really gotta fuss over every small detail like this? Well, the thing is... Even the most subtle of fluctuations in a person's psyche can clue us into the truth. That's why it's important to get to the bottom of this question. Plus, if I back down now, who knows what new insult Simon will hurl my way?
Is there really no trace left of what Uendo stubbed his toe on by the door? What in the world might have been there then? But is not there now? Dude, it could have been anything in this room. I mean, maybe they just want me to point out that, like, there's like a break in the flower here. Maybe I could go for 2 for 1 and guess both the table and this break in the flower if I put it, like, right here. I don't assume it was talking about this box here, because there's no evidence that was moved. Oh, well, yeah, I guess the TV, it does kind of look like it was dragged over from over here, doesn't it? I hadn't noticed that before. And I guess the table wasn't really close enough, so probably the TV?
Take that! Please take a good look at this photo of the crime scene.
I guess I was allowed to point there as well.
Do you see it? This long track that goes from the door all the way across the room?
Now that you mention it, I do see traces of something getting dragged.
And the drag mark ends... there, at the TV. This implies that the TV was originally by the door. I'm convinced that the TV is the object the witness stubbed his toe on. Well, Uendo, how about it? Yes, you're right. It was the TV.
Noise level 10. So there's still a little something going on here.
There. Noise level dropped again. Yes, I stubbed my pinky toe on the TV. But what of it? Why is this so important to you?
So the noise went down, but it hasn't completely disappeared yet. Which means he's still hiding something.
Okay then, let's try this tactic instead. Uendo, why was the TV moved there? Shisho must have moved it so he could watch my routine. But what a place to put it. Right in the middle of the doorway like that.
Which routine? Uendo was to do his Soba Glutton routine, and then finally Master Tonado doing the Time Soba, right. But Blackwell claims he heard the Time Soba routine from Udin, so I guess it wasn't that. Unless Uendo casually happened to just do the time one instead.
What a place to put it, right in the middle of the doorway like that. I didn't want to bump into it again, so I put it back where it belonged. Performances on stage can be viewed in the dressing room using that TV. That's right! It's a closed-circuit monitor that shows the stage.
Interesting. It doesn't really look like one. Contains photos of the crime scene. The victim's time message is clearly... oh, right, additional info.
I see.
Let me just see what they mean by additional info. It's just have a little note mentioning that. TV can be used to monitor the stage from the dressing room. Right.
Now what? I can't find anything else out of place. And I still haven't gotten the noise level down to 0 yet. Simon, I'm still getting noise here, but I don't see anything else fishy.
This is precisely why amateurs are such a bother.
Sorry.
I'm in no mood to play nursemaid here, but if that's what it takes to save the sober shop... Oi, Uendo! Here's a curiosity for you. This table Master Tonado is slumped over looks like it was moved. Did you happen to bump into it while you were moving the TV back?
Oh my! Yes, you're right. The TV hit the table and Shisho's body moved with a jolt. That's when I first realized that Shisho was dead. Oh, but how scared I was!
I see. Thank you. We're finally getting a more precise picture of how the body was discovered. But I'd wager you need to put the spurs to a window just a trifle longer.
They were right! I can't keep asking Simon to bail me out like this.
I mean, you didn't ask. Well, yeah, okay, you asked a little bit this time.
It's time for me to regain my footing and really stand on my own. Uendo, what you said just now about discovering your master's death. Could you please describe all of that again for the court in detail? Yeah, all right. But before you do, let me just plug in the latest information.
Righty-tight. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I called him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I opened the door, I thought he was asleep. Info update. I tried to enter the dressing room, but stubbed me toe on the TV. When I put the TV back in its normal spot, I realized... Sorry.
When I put the TV back in its normal spot, I realized that Shisho was dead.
Info update.
Seeing him slumped over that cluttered table. Oh, Shisho!
So I maybe want to talk about how the surprise, like, lurches up a whole bunch here. When I put the TV back in its normal spot, I realized that Shisho was dead. Shock and sadness, and then the surprise goes way up. That's probably it, right? You would think you would be, like, wicked surprised at seeing someone dead all the way through. Instead of being like, oh, that's a dead body. Oh, that's a dead body. You know what I mean?
Got it! That's odd. After the initial shock of finding the victim dead, you reacted with surprise again. What was it that surprised you, Uendo, besides your master's death? What do you mean? What's more, you were even more surprised the second time than the first. What could have surprised you more than finding your late master? Search me. Your little thingy must have made a mistake.
Silence! The girl is as sharp as a trout, to be sure. But her ability to hear people's emotions is absolute. Now get to remembering, Uendo. What was it that surprised you?
That was a compliment, right?
No, it wasn't. Not all the way through, anyway.
Well,
Oh, boy. That ain't good.
No! We've pushed him too hard and now he's mentally all over the place. His emotions are completely out of control.
Out of control? Kind of explain how that's relevant?
You know how normally I listen for the hidden emotions in a witness's voice, right? From there, I look for inconsistencies between their testimony and those emotions, but sometimes a person's feelings can run too high, making it hard to get proper readings.
So that's how your Matrix program works. Fascinating.
Ordinarily, it's just one emotion that runs out of control, but it seems there's nothing ordinary about this time. Hi.
Uh-oh. Here comes the... Oh, that seems so dope. I'm glad it makes a resurgence. Crazy anger going out here. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. Crazy sad. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I opened the door, I thought he was sleeping. I tried to enter the dressing room, but stubbed my toe on the TV. When I put the TV back in its normal spot, I realized that Shisho was dead. Seeing him slumped over that cluttered table, sniff, oh, Shisho. I feel like the discordant image has to be somewhere around here, but we're not quite at the point of picking it yet.
I knew it.
What's got your knickers all in a bunch now?
Damn, dude. Don't talk about my underwear while we're at the bench. Or at all, preferably. Uendo has multiple emotions running out of control at the same time. I've never seen anything like this, ever.
So how does one bring a situation like this back under control?
I'll have to find the root cause of this tangled mess before I can treat him. If I can identify what is causing this emotional rampage, then I can probe to dive in further. I'll need to pinpoint what I think is the root cause and hit probe again. Through this process, I can identify exactly what's causing Uendo so much distress.
And that will help bring his emotions back under control. In that case, let's get started, shall we?
Alright. I can't guarantee success, but it's definitely worth a shot. Time to look for the root cause of Uendo's rampaging emotions. I bet it's his dead master!
Nothing seems too out of place in these few.
I doubt it's the TV. It's gotta be something on the table here, right? Let us probe. But what things am I allowed to pick? Karuta cards, the bottle, Monju bun, Uendo. That bun looks so damn good. I'm gonna guess it's the cards because we're assuming he changed them, right? Because why would Bucky change them to indict himself? Presumably it said Owen 4th, and maybe he was being framed for the murder, and maybe his actual name is Owen before he succeeded the name of Uendo, and maybe when he saw it said Owen 4th, he thought he was being framed for the murder, so he changed it to say something else. I don't know. Something like that, maybe?
Got it!
The cards seem to make the most sense, anyway.
I get it now. The cards were the root of it all. Don't try to deny it. You can't hide your feelings from me. The dying message that was left at the scene of the crime. God, she's so hot. She's so cool and capable and smart. The dying message that was left at the scene of the crime is what was causing your distress. And if the dying message was the cause of all those feelings, then that means the phrase Owen 4th must mean something to you.
Noise level 0, we got it! Booyah! Feels good! Oh my god, and we are so desperately out of time, my friends!
There! Noise level 0, finally!
Thanks for looking on the channel, there's gonna be some more Wii Sports, but that is all. We're gonna have to leave this one right here. I've said before that normally trial sequences take us about 4 episodes, and we're 2 into this one, so we made sublime progress, not made a single mistake yet, as far as I can remember. I don't know what it is, it's like, I don't know, it's like, I'm like cursed. The first 3 cases of both of these games sucked tremendously, and then everything after that seems to be fine so far. Not to mention any case where I'm playing as Athena, I seem to be fine. I don't get it. How does it keep happening this way? It must be complete chance, right? I don't know. I mean, I came close to dying on Themis Legal Academy 1, but I don't think we actually ever did. And I don't think we died during the Athena portion of... Oh no, we weren't. We were playing as Apollo for... I'm forgetting how much the... There were like 3 cases at the Space Center. At first it was defending Solomon, and then it was defending Blackwell, and then it was defending Athena. And I'm getting looped. I'm pretty sure we played as Athena for the bit where you were defending Blackwell, played as Apollo for the bit you were defending Solomon, and then played as Phoenix for the bit we were defending Athena, maybe? I can't remember if that was how it went. Anyway, boosh! Dug into some more cross-exams here, and got through that entire Mood Matrix sequence, so doing good. That is all for now. Thank you so very much for coming around. Hopefully I will see you around. Admiral's gonna be out of here now. Peace!
So fun. This is helping now, having a video that looks at you.